So you mean to tell me that he fails to show up to the dignified transfer of 4 fallen U.S. Army soldiers from Lithuania? He went to play golf instead at his Mar-a-Lago, hosting the Saudis. He has disparaged Gold Star family members, Captain Khan for one. Captain Khan was unalived in 2006 in Iraq, and this man right here disparaged the family because they were Muslim. He disparaged John McCain's service because he was a POW and said that he doesn't like his soldiers captured. So, you mean to tell me that he wants to have a 4-mile military parade for his 79th birthday? So Trump is planning or making plans for a military parade in Washington, D.C. on his 79th birthday. The day of his birthday is also the day that the U.S. Army celebrates their 250th anniversary. He wants the military to march around 4 miles from the Pentagon in Arlington County, Virginia, to the White House. Now, we all remember in 2018, during his first presidency, he wanted to pull this same shit. He wanted to have all of our nuclear arsenal as well as our tanks displayed going down Washington. If it weren't for General Milley, if it weren't for Mad Dog Mattis or General Kelly pushing back on that idea, he would have gotten away with it. And imagine all of those Abrams tanks going down the streets of D.C., just ripping them all apart. Now, he's going around gutting the whole entire federal government, having Elon Musk purge our federal government, claiming that there's overspending. But see, when he wanted to have this parade initially back in 2018, it would have cost $92 million. So there's money for him to attend Super Bowls. There's money for him to be able to go and attend NASCAR. There's money for him to be able to travel back and forth and also fund Elon's little trips back and forth with his family, maybe his 14 kids. But there's no money for the Department of Veterans Affairs.
So I just read an article where it says Donald Trump is planning to have a military parade in his honor on June 14th, 2025, which is also the Army's 250th anniversary and Flag Day. That's his reward for trashing the economy and trampling on the Constitution. Yay, MAGA. You guys are morons. Oh, and I guess that's his 79th birthday. Old fucking geezer. I tell you guys to wake up, but you guys are fucking morons.
Trump is planning his own military parade. President Trump is reportedly planning a massive military parade for himself on June 14th. Apparently, he wants something similar to the grandiose army parades typically seen in liberal democracies like North Korea, China, and Russia. Trump, who dodged the draft 5 times, has frequently shared AI-generated images of himself heroically fighting in wars and posing as a great military leader. It seems even Dodge can stop this likely very expensive charade.
So here we are again from where we were back in 2018 when Trump went to France and was there for Bastille Day, saw their military parade, and was so uber jealous that he wanted his own parade. The generals told him it was just going to look ridiculous. And of course it was going to cost, I think, $92 or $93 million. And so no, they scrapped it. This time they're probably going to go for it. So it's only going to cost about $100 million, which really isn't bad the way inflation has been, if you think about it. So that will be really fun and not too embarrassing to watch and not scary at all, considering everybody hates us and everybody thinks we're trying to start a war with them. So cool. Really? Does anybody else know who else threw a military parade for themselves? Oh, I can't remember.
Donald Trump is going to spend $90 million of taxpayer money to throw himself a military parade on his birthday. Now, this is being reported by multiple outlets, and according to sources close to the president, he's asking his people to start planning and preparing for a military parade on June 14th, which happens to be his birthday. Now, if you remember, in his last administration, he wanted a military parade like this after seeing one in France for Bastille Day. But the generals at the time talked him out of it, saying, look, it's going to be too expensive. It's going to cost the city of D.C. a lot of money for security. It's going to damage the roads there. It's not worthwhile. But now the administration is filled with nothing but yes men and yes women. They're going to do exactly what Donald Trump wants. And if Trump wants a parade on his birthday, Trump is going to get a parade on his birthday. But at this point, you have to think Kim Jong-un must be jealous. When he sees outlets like Newsmax and Fox News just parroting talking points for the Trump administration, and now Donald Trump is going to get his own military parade, he's got to be thinking, why can't I get my people in line like this?
Good morning. So I just read this. I just thought I'd bring this to you guys' attention. And I'm just going to read it as how I read it. The U.S. military to hold a grand parade in Washington, D.C. on Trump's 79th birthday and the Army's 250th birthday. So apparently this man wants a military parade on his birthday. This is where we're at. What are we, Putin? But you know, it's just, I don't understand. This man did not attend the dignified transfer of 4 fallen soldiers, but he wants the military to give him a parade on his birthday. Okay. Apparently, this parade will be about 4 miles from the Pentagon in Arlington to the White House. Look it up for yourself. I was hoping what I was reading is not true. I'm still hoping this doesn't happen, but look it up and give me your feedback on this one, because this man was golfing and having dinner with some Saudis instead of attending the 4 fallen dignified transfer of their body soldiers, and you want to have a military parade on your birthday, sir? MAGA, y'all gotta wake up. If y'all voted for this, something's wrong with y'all. Have a blessed day.
$92 million, y'all. $92 million they are estimating to go into a parade, a military parade that Donald Trump wants to throw on his behalf. For Donald's birthday, he wants tanks, he wants aircrafts, he wants missiles, and of course he wants boots on the ground. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a fucking duck, then that motherfucker is a fucking duck.
It is April 1939, and Berlin has been transformed into a city of spectacle. The world watches with bated breath as Adolf Hitler, the Führer of Nazi Germany, celebrates his 50th birthday, not with cakes and candles, but with a chilling display of military might. The streets are lined with thousands of troops, their boots striking the ground in perfect unison, goose-stepping in a terrifying rhythm that echoes through the heart of the city. At the center of this orchestrated show of force stands Hitler himself, his figure rigid on the reviewing stand. The Führer's eyes are cold, surveying the immense power amassed before him. German officers, equally stiff, stand beside him, their hands raised in the unmistakable Nazi salute, mirroring Hitler's unwavering arm. The salute is not just a gesture of loyalty, it is a statement of total submission to the man who now controls Germany's fate.
So on top of the $100 and something million, which 65% went to Trump's pocket because he charges Secret Service premium rates to rent the golf carts to stay at his resort. He charges them the premium rate. He gives them no discount. None. He charges them more than he does regular guests. That has been proven even last time he was president. That money goes to him. So Donald Trump has already made, $65 million off the American taxpayers? $100 and something million for golfing. But now he wants a $150 million parade. That parade does not include the fact that Donald Trump will have to repair the roads because he wants the tanks to run on the roadways. He does not want them on a trailer. Last time he got stopped because the cost was so outrageous that GOP and Democrats alike said, no way. Said, this is beyond budgets. He's wanting to do this every year on his birthday and for the birthday of the Army, which is June 14th. You guys do not think this is a waste of funds if you're a MAGA cult member. You want to go celebrate your president. Because to me, he does not deserve that title. He might be my president, but I do not support him, and I hope he fails. I hope he fails. But for him to take away housing from seniors, seniors are at risk of being evicted from nursing homes around the country. Medicaid for seniors and children going away. Social Security being cut. USDA Rural Housing Development cutting loans. Loans for veterans being cut. Veterans benefits being cut. Veteran staff being cut. Farmers grants being cut. But yet you guys find it okay with a $150 million parade? $150 million? You would rather us go a half to almost $1 trillion is what it could end up being over 4 years in debt as America. $1 trillion for a damn parade? Y'all make it make sense, because you want to cut programs that help the average American. You don't care about senior citizens. You don't care if they're on the streets. You don't care if there's a dementia woman in a wheelchair that can't talk or speak. You'd run over her if you're MAGA, and you know it, because you don't care about her life. You want to say you're pro-life, but you don't care if a child gets a warm meal at school. You don't care about anything unless it's by your policy. You don't care about freedom unless it's by your policy. You've forgotten that freedom was supposed to be us all making our own choices and us supporting those less fortunate. It's not about giving a free handout. Taking care of a senior citizen or a child, that's not a free handout, people. Supporting Social Security that's going to be broke in about 8 years, that's all about 50% of this country have. And a lot of these people can't work now at 55 and 60 because of health issues, because they have broken their backs laboring for companies that don't give two craps about them. But you guys would support a man having a parade that costs $150 to $200 million every year. Plus, he's already spent over $100 million golfing. At the rate Trump is going, he will have $3 trillion in Trump debt. That was just for him to golf or have parades. $3 trillion going to our kids while we cut programs that help the average American. Make it make sense.